Hello,
Hi.
good afternoon. Yeah, it's nice to have you on board on today's webinar event about how to migrate to EU, especially for the German side of it. And it's quite an interesting topic to discuss about immigration and the processes and all that. I know you work with Aptin, and it's nice collaborating with you, collaborating with Arctic Consultant to talk about this wonderful topics on immigration, migrating to EU, the procedures and all that. So nice to have you on board, Jolapo. I'll leave you to introduce yourself and what you do in the company. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you so much for having me. It's such an honor to be here with you, talking to you about what App Insight Consulting do, particularly what we do in Germany with regards to our EU Blue Card immigration services. But I'll first start with myself to introduce myself. So my name is Adedolapo Ilabuya. I'm the customer relationship manager of Apps Insight, and I've joined now in a year where I've been working with App Insight on relationship management with our clients to get the information how they're on the EU itself, the EU Blue Card and the opportunities, and also relate with customers and clients, and also, be there like the interaction between the company and getting the word out there, and also relating with our existing clients on the processes and holding them by the hand all through the process until they have their EU card. So that's basically what I do at App Insight Consulting. I'll quickly, if it's okay, I'll quickly share my screen.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, can you see me?
Yeah, beautiful background you got. I feel like you're jumping in.
Thank you. Okay, so yeah, so basically this is what Apps Insight Consulting do. So we are founded in Germany.
Good.
And our core business is between trying to bring in people from Europe who want to establish their business in Africa. We help them with the processes, the research, the market entry, and it's vice versa. So if you're in Africa and you also want to move to Europe and you're looking on how to set up your business, we also help. But today I'm going to be talking about one of the parts of our core business in Germany, which is the immigration service. So we basically help you with the end-to-end solutions of your relocation to Germany and other European countries in EU. And the good thing about this EU Blue Card is that people really don't know about it. So this is more like a sensitization so that people get to know more about the EU Blue Card.
Yes.
Maybe perhaps because of the language, you actually, Germany won't be, if you're coming from Africa, Germany won't be one of the countries that strike you to want to visit, but there are lots of opportunities that people are not aware of. And so that comes down to what exactly is the EU Blue Card. People really don't know about it, and now this is where we come in to let you know that it's the primary purpose of EU Blue Card is for you to have ease access, and ensure that you, as long as you have ease access to Europe, if you are highly qualified professionals. I'm going to emphasize on highly qualified professionals. So that means you're already qualified, you have a profession that you're doing, and you have years of experience in it. So these are what EU and the Germany, as one of the countries we are looking at, is looking for. They want new breeds of people with professions, with skills, with expertise to come in and to establish themselves, and to also, of course, you go in there and you impacts the economy as well with your skills and, expertise. So it is for qualified individuals who are outside of EU. So when I mean outside of EU, presently we have 28 countries now in EU that are part of EU, and but 25 is under the European Union that are, aligned with all the rules and is part of the policies making of EU. So if you are out of these countries that we mentioned that are part of EU, and maybe you are from India, China, Russia, Africa, you are entitled to this EU blue card. And the maximum period that you can have the card is for 4 years. So depending on, they could give you 2 years and they give you the extra, or sometimes we've had clients that got it a straight 4 years. So you don't have to, they don't have to, sometimes depending on the immigration laws and all of that, they can split it, but most of the time they give you straight off the 4 years. And it is a permanent, so once you have it, the duration is between 4 years or 21 months, depending on your skills of German learning. If you're able to learn the language right on time, you get the permanent residence.
All right.
But if not, once the expiration of the 4 years elapse, you definitely automatically get your permanent resident. So it is a single entry, a single residence permit that allows you to live and also work in Germany. And because it's EU, so it means that you can work and live in any country that is in EU. So those 25 countries that are part of EU, European Union, you once you have the EU, you are entitled to live there and work there as well. So this card is not attached to a job.
All right.
It is, as an holder, you don't have to first get a job before you have it. So it's not attached to a job. So it means that if peradventure you lose your job,
you still have your card.
And your card, you still have your card.
All right. So
but what it means is that if you don't get the 4 years, perhaps you get 2 years, and you lost your job, then you have to make sure that when you get another job that gives you the requirement, that is under the requirement, and we will get to that so that you understand exactly what I'm talking about. But it's not like, some permits, I don't know, I know of the US, the UK, then there's some permits that you get that is linked to a job. You get the permit because you work for the company.
Yeah, I think each country, for the fact that they are all within the European Union, each country has his rules. I know for France, there are some cards that is linked to job. You must get a job before you have, so I think with family is different, with students, so everyone has their own processes for the card.
Yes. So why EU? I mean, you might be wondering why EU. And I think most of the time the language actually makes people to run away, like I have to learn the Dutch, and but the all the beautiful packages, and you can get the benefits that you can enjoy being part of Germany and being part of this EU. And it is so other countries actually do this, but they don't actually get more people come through, let's say France, Poland, or other countries that are quite big, Belgium, because their standard or more their requirement is quite much. But EU Germany kind of reduce it to 33 to 21 months. Once you are able to get it, within 33 months, you get your permanent residence. And there is no need for legal requirement. Want to stay in Germany, you don't need any legal requirement to stay in Germany. And of course, in Germany, we know that in Europe, Germany is #1 economy country, yes, in Europe. And this also allows for fast unification. Once you have it, as if you have it dependent, as long as they are close dependent, your spouse, your children, stepchildren, they are also entitled, as long as you show that you can support them financially.
That's great. So
yes.
once you get it, you can bring your, your dependents in and all that, So
exactly. And of course, the higher standard of living and the quality medical service, government provision. So your dependents also enjoy, and for you too, as a holder, you also enjoy the same thing a German will enjoy. So there's no differentiation, of you came in through a particular visa. You enjoy the same benefit as if you are Germans. And of course, there's full schooling. If you have dependents, you have children, you have full schooling, and the educational standard, it's one of the best in the world. And we can look at the statistics here from my presentation that Germany actually issue more of this EU card to people than every other countries. And people that can come in, we've seen that China comes more. They have more orders from China, from India, from Russia, Federation, Turkey, Brazil, and others. And we felt that this is the time for Africans to also come in more and, take advantage of this awesome opportunity.
The issue, the 54.5, that's quite good compared to other European Union countries. I'm sure a lot of people doesn't know about it. I didn't know so much about this until now, knowledge is power.
Yes, it is. And if you could see the way they issue, other countries could also issue. France could issue this blue card, Luxembourg, but you could see that Germany actually has been, being like the front runner, making sure that people are aware of this information, that you can actually get this EU card and you can get your permanent residence with a time space of 4 years, which is quite, because for other countries in Europe, it could take 10 years. Some could even take more than that, and we're saying that within 4 years, once you have your blue card, and you can automatically, after 4 years, get your resident permits. And I think this is, one of the great benefits that you can really enjoy from Germany. And the fact that there is more awareness, and I feel that Africans need to be aware of it as well.
That's interesting.
Exactly. So the next one, who is eligible, and like I said earlier, you have to be highly skilled. So your degree, so when we say highly skilled, that means you have a degree. You have a degree. That's like the number one thing that they are looking for. You have a degree, so your degree must equally, be the same as that of a German degree. So if you have your degree in Nigeria, or in Ghana, or in South Africa, or in Cameroon, it should be the same. And this is where we come in as Happy Inside. We will check for you if the degree that you have is on the same qualification with a German academic degree. So if it's recognized in Germany, so that's where we come in to check. And of course, you should have an employment contract. That means you have an employment contract that is binding. Then, of course, you can apply. And the employment letter must state your minimum wage, your gross annual minimum wage. So it's between 52,200 euros. And for some, it could even go as low as 43,000 euros. So, and this is the minimum in Germany. So what they are saying is that even as a qualified individual holder, you should be able to get these annually.
Sorry to ask you this question. The eligibility is that if you have one of these, it's not that you need to have all of them at once.
You have to have all of them, because it means that you have a degree, you have a job employment.
Yes.
And if you have a job employment, your job employment will show how much you earn per annum.
Yes, so that's when you can be able to have the card.
Yes, that's when you are able to apply for the card. Yeah. Okay. And of course, the employment letter must match your qualification.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Okay. So another question I'd like to, what if it's not job that you want to create company? I'm sure you have information on that. We'll come to that.
Yes, exactly. Because most times people will say, oh, I don't have a job. Yeah, and that's why we work with our partner, we work with our lawyers, will help you to establish your company in Germany. And so if you are the CEO, that means your qualification must match the CEO. Okay. So your degree must match being a CEO. So if you want to establish in business relationship or yes, you understand? So you are the CEO, of course, that means you must have a degree that shows that you can actually be a CEO, you can actually be a director of a company. Exactly, that owns a company. So that's where the employment, so you can actually, the lawyers can actually help you in drafting your employment contract, or you can even draft it as long as your degree match your qualification.
Oh, good. Thanks for the explanation.
Yes, you're welcome. So this is the application process. And because we know that perhaps you didn't get a job employment, and if you do, it's even a good one. But if you don't, that means you can incorporate your company. So it's a way of saying be an entrepreneur. Yes, entrepreneur. You already have a business back where you are, and this is the time you want to take it globally. Yes, and that's where we come in. We'll help you to incorporate a company. Most of the time, it has to be a foundation company. We draft the employment contract, application of your license, your tax number, because if you work in Germany, you must have all this, your insurance, your health insurance, and of course, you have to rent a place in Germany, a physical office place, and apply for a resident permit by submitting all of the. So once you have all these documents, then you can now apply for the resident permits. And not to worry, because you might be thinking, oh, how do I go about it? And that's why we come in and as App Insights to hold you by the hand while you go through.
Give you all this, follow the necessary procedure.
And follow the necessary procedure.
That's great.
Exactly. So the benefits we've been mentioning all along is EU. Germany is still it's one of the countries that's still saying within 33 months and 21 months, you will get, you will be able to get your resident permit after you get your blue card. And if you even for 21 months, what we are saying is that if you learn the language at B1 level, you can automatically apply for your resident permit. But if you don't, at the end of the 4 years, are still entitled to apply for your resident permit. So that is the benefit, and the fact that you are living and working, and the easy access. So you could actually establish your company in Germany, and you might want to live in France.
So France is not, as long as, you are within the EU.
Exactly. And, so the free movement, you're not restricted.
It's very important,
exactly.
that you can move from, imagine when you live 30 minutes away. I know that Switzerland share a border with France, and sometimes you cannot cross, it can,
exactly.
It can be very, very annoying, and you'll be looking at the country just around, but you have no right to get into because you don't have the right documents. So having the EU is a huge advantage.
Yes, it is. So these are the, the benefits that you get. Of course, the benefits is the legal rights. So you have the same entitlement as if you're Germans.
Yes.
Not only for you, for your dependents, rights to work, rights to social rights, as Germans. And of course, discrimination is also, prohibited. So it's not allowed. So it's not like there's a segregation. We all live, as if we are all, Germans. So those are the legal rights that you also enjoy having a EU blue card.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
So we're going to come to the fees and costs, which is very important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Business
So
all
for
about
all
bringing
of
out
the
money.
sorry, I didn't hear that.
I said business is all about bringing out money. Yeah, it's very important.
Yes. So for all of these packages that we will do for you as Apt Insight Consulting,
Yeah.
the total fee is 15,000 euro, which is payable in 4 equal installments. And this is a very good package because we feel that this 15,000 can quite be huge, to just drop at once. Yes. So that's why, and because there are stages to all, the process that involves in first the foundation of setting up an company, registering, going to the consulate in your country to apply. So those stages, so we kind of break it down into steps so that for every installment, for every stage, you have to pay for the installment so that it's not, so much for you to like, oh, wow, how am I going to, bring it out? So we try to break it down in stages. So the first step is when you sign. So when the signing and the service. So once we agree that you want to go with us, you want us to help you with the movement and free access to Germany, and you want to migrate to Germany, then the first pays the first installment, which is 3,750 euros. And after that, we come in with we incorporate the company with the notary here in Germany. You also, once that is done, you pay another installment. Yes. And after that, you get an approval, because once you do that, you get an automatic approval. Our lawyers help with the processes. You get the approval with the embassy in Germany. And once you do that, you now go to your home country to apply for the visa. Then you pay the last installment. So once you apply, basically, you're not going to get the EU blue card in your country. No, you only get a temporary visa for 3 months to come into Germany. Okay. And by that time, our lawyers, we've gotten an office space for you. We've registered the company. So you just for you to come, settle in, start working. Then once you come, you go to your Gemeinde, like the council, we call it here. Then you register that, okay, I'm now here. Then you go and apply for the blue EU blue card. Okay. It might take a period of, because of the COVID-19 now, it's kind of slow, but we are hoping that there's, lifting up of some prohibition, and so some things are beginning to ease up. Then it could even be very easy. Maybe within 1 month, you get your EU blue card.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So that's basically what it's about. It's quite easy, and that's why we come in, because we have our own lawyer that are based in Germany. Okay. Yeah, and this is what they do. And we just have a successful one that we did from Africa, and she got her 4 years.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And yeah, she got her 4 years EU blue card, and now she's settled in Germany and living and working already.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes.
I think every project or every plan needs to be structured very well, and like we say, yes, a lot of people think that coming abroad, relocating is quite easy, but if you don't get the right contact to give you the right information, you might just realize that you're wasting so much time and all that. So it's really an interesting information that Apt Insight is putting together for the event.
Exactly. Thank you. And the fact that we realize that it's not so much people are not really aware of this.
Yes.
Because if they do, I mean, it doesn't even have to do with your language, Yes. It's not because you speak, you might be speaking English or you speak French, that you have to, it doesn't restrict your language. So you can still apply whether you speak, you don't speak German. So yeah. So, but we felt that people are not aware, especially in Africa, and this is a great opportunity to get your resident permits after 4 years.
Oh, this is wonderful. Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm done with the presentation. So if you have any
questions,
question for me, I'm here to answer you.
I think I wrote one or two questions. You said if I've not asked the question, is about people that are in EU. You know, that they're already in EU and they
Exactly.
want to come to Germany. You know, so who are those people that are really concerned? If there's anyone in EU and wants to come to Germany, how did they go about it, please?
If you're living in EU presently and you're not from EU,
yes,
so it means you're not from these 25 countries that is already giving out this EU blue card.
yeah,
And basically, if you're EU, that means you have already. If you live in EU, that means you have already a passport. Anyway, you have a resident permit.
yeah. Sometimes you might just have like 1 year, 6
Yes,
months is in process, and you want
exactly. So if you live in EU but you're not from EU, say we mentioned China,
yes,
Indian, Africans, as long as you are not from EU,
yes,
you are eligible. As long as, even though you live in EU, as long as you're not from EU countries,
you're
you are
eligible for them.
eligible. Exactly.
Okay. So, but do I have to live in Germany? You know, if you get these documents, you know, does the person has to be based in Germany? How long will the person be based in Germany?
Okay, so if you live in Germany,
Mm-hmm.
If you get the documents, yes, you have to leave. And if you want to leave, you can only leave for the period of 1 year.
Okay.
Until you now get your resident permit.
Yes. So you have to
And that works with most of these visas that you have, because you can, for some it's 6 months. You can't leave the country for more than 6 months. But for exactly. For the EU blue card, you can't leave the country more than 1 year.
All right. Because some people will say, oh, I've set up my business and all that, so I can just go back, you know, and all that. So it's very important for people to be aware and, you know, not to get the information wrong.
Exactly.
Very important.
Exactly.
So, and how long does this process, you know, take completely? You know, if someone said, okay, I'm interested right now, you know, how long will it take, you know, once they pay the first instrumental, will it take so long? How long will it take for them?
Usually, I think the signing, it doesn't take so long. Let's just say what we usually takes long, it's the incorporation and the tax filing and the health insurance, trying to put all these together, getting a place for your company to register as your office. Those are the ones that takes long. And that one, within 3 months, you should be fine. So let's just say from the signing and the agreement to when you get your visa. And the good thing about it is, once the one in between, the incorporation, the tax and everything is done, they apply for the visa. We apply for the EU card here for you. Yes. To send an application to the embassy and say, okay, this person is applying. Once they give a green card and say, oh, it's fine, then we will tell you to go to your consulate in your home country. And we already informed the consulates that you are coming. So we get a date for you to go. We do all the background work for you. Yes. And you just go there, and they have to bring all of these documents, which you already have. We are going to be sending to you. And of course, your degree and everything, all the requirements, the eligibility requirement that we talked about. Then you take it there. Then they give it they sign it, and they send you a mail most of the time within a day. Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, they might ask you to come and take a visa back, because usually you don't take the visa immediately. You can go back maybe 2 days later or 1 week later to collect your visa. And once you have your visa, you can now come into Germany.
Oh, thank you. I think that's the questions that I have, and it's quite interesting for people to be enlightened about the procedure of traveling, and Germany, like you said, Germany is one of the economic company, and it's very, very stable, ahead of all the EU countries and all that. So I think it's been an interesting section,
Thank you.
It's nice having you and collaborating with you. And I'm sure that we'll get to talk more about it, some other aspects, by business incorporation, how business is done in Germany.
Exactly.
Because I'm into an international business, and I know a lot of people in Africa. want to have a company abroad, so maybe, we'll look into that and know better for me to understand better. So it's been wonderful talking to Acting Consulting,
Thank you so much.
I apologize for any noise at the background, because I had little noise because I have some people, trying to
It's okay. Home office, we understand.
Yeah.
So it's also a honor at Act Inside Consulting to collaborate with Acting Consulting. Yeah, so we look forward to more collaborations.
Yes, we do.
Yes, and for all people that are interested, and
yes.
You can always reach us.
I think you should put the email address, and if you have it on the recorded screen, so people can be able to access it.
Okay. So we'll put it there so that you can see how you can contact either us or Acting in Consulting for more information. And we are always here to answer all your questions.
Questions and all that.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
It's
good to smile, and I can see smile behind you. So it's
yeah. Smile more.
Yes, smile more, because the world needs more of a smile with what we're going through right now, and we hope that it will be a better place as time goes on.
Yes, and you can't get it wrong with smiling.
No, you can't. You can't get it wrong with smiling.
You can't.
That's a way of beautifying our days and making
exactly. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and have a wonderful afternoon.
And you too. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.